Hello Dark Cult and welcome to my 600th video and my very first review on my very first review show, Vyse Reviews. I figured what better way to kick off a milestone than with a series I've been planning for a while now, and now you shall receive. And what better way to start off our review show than with the staple of the Dark Cult, Payday the Heist. Payday the Heist was developed by a Swedish indie company called Overkill Software. Payday is a 4-player co-op FPS for Steam on the PC and PS3 on the PSN network. So as everybody knows, I fucking love this game. No, seriously, I fucking love it. Even for an indie title, it is a jewel of the co-op FPS genre. But even though it is a genuinely good game, there is flaws just like any game. I personally don't believe there is a perfect game, but boy can it come close. So before we talk about the gameplay, let's talk about the game in general. You play the role of one of 4 badass heisters: Dallas, Hoxton, Wolf, and Chains. Each character has their own unique backstory and accurately describes how their personalities reflect in the game, such as Wolf's psycho screams. Throughout the game, you rob banks, steal diamonds, and even catch a turncoat who stole your money plates and burn his ass out of a van. I don't like that. The game itself consists of 6 heists. First World Bank, where you plain and simple rob a bank. Heat Street, where you burn that fucker mad out of that van and get your money plates back. Panic Room, where you steal an entire panic room from a crack house. Green Bridge, where you blow up a bridge, stopping a prison transport and escort a prisoner to a Fulton skyhook for his awesome escape. Diamond Heist, where you steal diamonds from Mr. Garnet. And Slaughterhouse, where you knock over an armored truck and steal a shit ton of gold bars from bloodthirsty mercenaries. No matter which heist you choose, each time will play differently, no matter how skilled you are, and every time you take that sweet cash, you feel a sense of accomplishment as you tore a hole in the SWAT's ass. Each heist has random events, such as the codes on Diamond Heist or the ambush on the Panic Room. No matter how much you plan ahead in this game, you must always have a plan B, because one tiny slip up and the law enforcement will capitalize on it and do everything in their power to stop you and your goal: to get rich. If you own the PC version of Payday, good for you, because you now own the free DLC map called No Mercy, based off the Left 4 Dead's No Mercy Hospital. This heist is tricky and can go south at any minute, from a civilian hitting a panic button to clipping the wrong wire in the ICU unit. The officers like to drop in from the ceiling and give you a teabag surprise. If you aren't quick on your feet, then you'll have a tough time. Unfortunately, the PS3 users were unable to play this heist due to copyright issues from Microsoft, and they own anything Left 4 Dead related. Sorry PS3 users, but hey, shit happens. The Wolfpack DLC is quite interesting. It comes with 2 juicy heists and a new set of weapons and gadgets and a new skill tree called Technician. The first mission I'll go over real quick is an interesting mission called Counterfeit, where you dress up as pool repair workers and get called to Michelle's house. It's not Mitchell, Michelle. But what makes this heist even more interesting is upon release, Overkill kept hinting of a secret that they implemented, and it took months to figure out. And congrats to Team 7200 for their success. That shit was getting annoying. The second heist included in the Wolfpack is called Undercover, where you kidnap an IRSR. I almost went over Counterfeit again. The second heist included in the Wolfpack DLC is called Undercover, where you kidnap an IRS employee and steal his server, hacking into it and stealing 25 million big ol' smackaroos. What makes this heist even more interesting than Counterfeit is the fact that it is a big experiment. The 3 main things Overkill focused on was a destructible environments, such as walls that you could blow open with your nade launcher, the ability to place cover over windows, vents, and fences, and can be destroyed if not careful. And lastly, the ability to interact with objective AI. In order to hack the server that the taxman was carrying, you first must get 3 sets of codes out of him. One of the ways you could speed up the process is bitch smacking him, but be careful, you can knock his ass out, delaying the codes even longer. Although the weapons in this game aren't a big variety as compared to AAA titles such as Call of Duty, but they will get the job done all the same. Each firearm, deployable crew perk, or even player upgrade can alter the gameplay and player roles slightly. Now that we have talked about the game in general, it's time to talk about the pros and cons of Payday the Heist. Starting with the good qualities of Payday, the biggest thing that sticks out is teamwork. Without everyone working together and quick on their feet, you will fail, even on the easiest difficulty. Next up, challenge. Every player loves a good challenge, and on higher difficulty, overkill really lives up to its name. The shit gets overkill. Random events. Nothing says excitement like levels altering to fuck you over and having to change your tactics before it's too late. Unique level design. From having to restart drills to blowing open big ass holes in a crack house, nothing says badass like the level changing slightly and beautiful backgrounds. The music. Simon Viklund, the composer of Payday, did an amazing job at making you want to bust a move while beating the shit out of civilians, law enforcement, and even the taxman. Suck it all, Mir. The community. The community of a game is what helps it be so great, and the Payday community is by far one of the most mature and well-oiled communities I have ever seen in a game. We all tend to get along and come together when it's time to get down to business. And last but not least, the developers. I cannot stress how awesome Overkill software. Of all the games I have played and seen how many fans have tried to interact with other developers, they all tend to turn their patrons away. Not Overkill. They are by far the most talented and overall well-rounded group of developers I have ever seen. Not only do they interact with us, but they also ask us questions and they use our suggestions like in the upcoming title Payday 2. They support our charity events and weekly live streams and sometimes stop by to tease us with their sadistic riddles and leaks of the next game. Now that I have gone over the good qualities, let's go over the negative qualities. First off, the most depressing thing in Payday is not being able to spend the money that you steal. What would be more badass than to be spending that hard-earned cash that you just busted your ass for? Luckily, Overkill saw how bad we wanted something like this, and it will be implemented in Payday 2. Second off, certain maps have glitches where you fall through the level. Although most glitches are out of the way and kind of secretive, the players control and steal mission objectives, fall through the map, and go into custody, making the remaining players fight for their lives until the assault ends, and when they finally get out of custody, they fucking do it again. Lastly, to those new players, there is no tutorial or any tips or hints on the gameplay, so you either need to be a very fast learner or be lucky enough to have players teach you. Either way, you hit the learning curve pretty hard when you start off. So now that we have laid everything on the table, it's time to see my score for Payday the Heist. Overall, Payday receives a 9 out of 10 pickle ducks for its amazing gameplay and overall original style of FPS, making it an instant classic amongst co-op FPS players. I highly recommend this game. This is a $20 well spent. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this first episode of Vyse Reviews. Like and subscribe because the almighty pickle duck commands you to, and until next time, take it easy.